Hello and welcome to Getting Ahead for our Year 11, so setting some SMART goals. It's the Easter holidays, we're nice and relaxed, we're doing some revision. What else can we be doing just to take that pressure off when we get back to school? In this short little video, we're going to look at getting ready for colleges or apprenticeships, a quick little nod to work experience and part-time work, results day preparation, setting up bank accounts, managing money. We're going to look at some simple resources and we're going to set some SMART goals. Okay, nice short little video, hopefully cover everything. Like I say, take that pressure off when we get back. We have been looking over the last few years about post-16 pathways and what the different options are. So we're currently studying our level 1, level 2 qualifications, whether they're GCSEs or BTEC. So we might be looking for level 3 qualifications when we leave Moonhall. It might be that we're looking at level 1, level 2 qualifications depending on our target grades. Or for example, if we're looking at things like doing car mechanics or working with animals or agriculture, it might be if you've not got those academic qualifications that colleges or apprenticeships are looking at starting us on a level 1 or a level 2 qualification. That's perfectly fine. Lots of goals, lots of ways into our future pathways. Yes, so please make sure you're getting ready for college or apprenticeship. Make sure you're checking for regular updates from your colleges or your training providers. It might be, for example, that they've asked you to respond or reply to a request or an offer. Make sure that you're hitting or you're meeting any deadlines for forms or funding applications. It might be that with an EHCP that we're looking at some 16 to 19 bursaries in order to be able to help pay for maybe transport or laptops or the likes. If you think of an apprenticeship, make sure you're researching opportunities and employers, okay? Even if you've got that college place kind of nailed down, this might be an opportunity just to spend half an hour just to see what else is out there. We mentioned about apprenticeships. We've looked at these before. That apprenticeship is finding that mix of work and study. You might have looked at apprenticeships through colleges when we were applying for colleges. Round about Easter time, lots and lots of companies then kind of put offers out. And I'll show you a few places to look at in order to try and get those 16 to 18, those school leavers, those college leavers in September. But Easter time, like I say, you'll find more and more opportunities are out there. Remember, with apprenticeships, pros, you're earning while you're learning. You're getting that real life job experience. It very well could lead straight into a career. So if you're being trained by a company from 16 to 18, they're more likely to take you on at 18 because they've invested in you if there's opportunities within that company. And if there's not within that company, a similar sort of company will look at you and go, okay, well, they've got the experience, okay, they've worked with a reputable company, and again, you're more likely to sort of get your foot in that doorway, get those interviews, and then kind of sell yourself as a person. The cons: don't compare the wages with full-time jobs, but you are going to be earning more money than people that are doing part-time jobs at college. They can be competitive, so we've talked about college places. There might be 20 or 30 people applying for a college place. There might only be one apprenticeship. So again, they can be highly competitive, and it's finding that balance of work and study. Remember, if you're going to do an apprenticeship, you're going to be earning some more money. However, if there's a party late on a Tuesday night with your mates because they've not got college on a Wednesday morning, it's finding that balance, okay? Apprenticeships, some they might ask you to work later on into the evenings. They might ask you to work weekends. Holidays quite often are linked to college holidays, but not always. So again, sort of bear that in mind and find that kind of, like say, have those discussions. You're trying to find a nice little balance there. It might be that you're kind of planning for holidays, or maybe your first car, for example, okay, and how we're going to pay for it. Yeah, so the bank of mum and dad might stop soon, and they're going to be asking maybe to contribute as well to the household. So a part-time job or volunteering, as well as helping boost your CV skills, can bring a little bit of income. Look for opportunities for the now and the summer. Some of you I know have got part-time jobs already. It might be that you're still working and finding that balance. You know, it kind of helps me with planning when am I going to revise, when am I going to be working. And it gives us that break from that kind of that that constant kind of revision. It might be that you've taken kind of a break with your part-time work, but bear in mind, once exams finished, everyone's going to be looking for those part-time jobs. So Easter's a nice little time to go around, have a word with local businesses, shops, restaurants, cafes, bars, pubs, okay, looking for those part-time jobs. If you're not available now, kind of leave your details, know when your last exam is, and just say, I'm available for work from, and then kind of follow that up in a few weeks' time, okay, and then just drop in once you've finished your exams. Results day preparation, okay, so know when and how to collect your GCSE results. Are you coming into school? Are you receiving them through the post? Okay, and what happens when, okay? Always make sure you confirm. So if you get your first, get the grades and you get the opportunity to take your first choice, confirm. But also, if you've accepted kind of positions or places elsewhere as well, make sure that you give them the courtesy. Just phone up and say, on this occasion, thank you very much, but I'm not going to take that place. That place then opens itself up for something else or for somebody else. So colleges can then offer those places, or apprenticeships might be offering to somebody else, okay, that might not have got the grades, either in a good way or not so good way, but make sure you like to say, that common courtesy. Speak to myself as a career advisor, speak to teachers. If you're collecting at home, just make sure that you know who to phone to who to phone through to, okay, or who to speak to, depending on your results. And again, like I say, just have that backup plan at the back of your mind. What happens if, okay? And like I say, colleges and apprenticeships, they'll still accept late applications, okay? It might be that it just needs a phone call on the day. It just kind of takes that pressure off, okay? Just takes that pressure off, particularly when we're going into our exam season, okay? Know what to do, have a backup plan. Setting up bank accounts. If you haven't already and you are 16, then as a 16-year-old, you can apply for a bank account. Different banks have different criteria. So some require a parent or a guardian to co-sign the account. Others will let you sort of go in and open up an account independently. If you've got part-time work or you're looking for that apprenticeship, they are pretty essential. You don't want money to be paid into somebody else's bank account, then you're dependent on them to get the money out. Okay, so Easter's a great time to have a bit of a look. When you're looking, compare student-friendly bank accounts with benefits like free accounts or free rail cards or bus passes, for example. Some have introductory offers like vouchers, for example. Okay, but kind of shop around, have a look around, and kind of whatever's best for you. It might be that you want to choose one online. It might be that you have kind of a local high street where you can physically go in if you like that sort of face-to-face, okay? So different banks, different advantages. And maybe now is a time to learn some budgeting basics, okay? If you're going to be saving up for that holiday, saving up for that car, okay? How much do you need? How much are you going to earn? How much you can put away in savings in order to be able to have that money available to spend at the weekend when you're going out with your mates, for example. Mums and dads, are you contributing to the household and helping mums and dads out? I don't know, okay? Everybody's slightly different. This is the resource Padlet. I'm going to go through a few little bits here. This is a QR code if you want it. However, we can always access it through the school website. So if I click on the school website, and this is a futures webpage within the school website, lots and lots of information in here. We've got our interactive careers room, which we can go and find some more information on apprenticeships or universities, for example. Further down, we've got our little careers bot. So mums and dads, your young people will have access through the little code on Teams. In order to be able to have a chat. It's a little bit kind of like ChatGPT, where you have a conversation, but it's got the safeguarding in place as well. It's got GDPR. We've trained it on our various school policies and given it sort of websites that we think would be interesting, so you can have that conversation. Great little starting point. Always remember with AI, don't put any personal details on there, and always verify the facts and the information and make sure they're up to date, but a great little starting point. This is the Padlet that I was talking about. Again, I mentioned apprenticeships, so lots and lots of information here. The one we're looking for, if you just scroll along the top, was apprenticeships. So down here, apprenticeships, information. Lots of information if you've not considered apprenticeships yet. And there's 2 lovely websites down here, Find an Apprenticeship and Amazing Apprenticeships. Again, you can click on, you can search for apprenticeships in your area. You can search for apprenticeships in a particular job or a particular sector. You can create an account. So as the apprenticeship notice board gets updated, then they'll send you through emails. Again, so great little starting point. Also added a new little slide on, or new little section on here, so making us future ready, and I'll send some more information out for us as year 11. So when we've finished our exams, okay, preparing us for college, and I'll put some more information on here. So yeah, sort of looking, if you're looking at buying a car, lots of sort of information on there. I talked before about sort of budgets, setting budgets. So there's loads of information about sort of helping set budgets and kind of sort of life resources and how much things cost and those kind of things that maybe we've been sort of relying on mum and dad to do that, and we're going to step out and become more independent young people from 16. Lots of kind of life skills, finance skills, CV writing, interview applications. We've kind of been through a load of these before. BBC Bite Size on there as well. There's some kind of part-time courses if you're into your coding, if you're into kind of things like social care and that. There's lots of kind of training courses on there, and you can get certifications. So the kind of things that we don't necessarily study at school, you can do in your own time. Maybe that's one for once we've done our exams, but again, once that downtime's there, it might be something that kind of sets us aside from the other people going into college. That's kind of me. Hopefully that's kind of helpful. What I would like to ask you to do is to set yourself some sort of SMART goal. So make sure your goal is specific. Make sure it's measurable and achievable. Make sure it's relevant to you. Make sure it's time bound. So it might be that you're going to look at various bank accounts for you as a person. Make sure it's measurable. Are you going to open up a bank account? Or are you just going to look? You're going to compare, you're going to find the best one, or are you going to say, right, by the end of Easter, I'm going to have opened up a bank account, or I'm going to go online, I'm going to spend half an hour looking at various apprenticeships in my area. Okay, set yourself a SMART goal, and like I say, hopefully take a little bit of pressure off so we can come back after Easter and we can go into that revision, that study, that coursework, that exam prep time, without those kind of niggles, without those worries about what happens once we've finished our exams. That's me. Have a great Easter holidays, and I shall speak to you and see you guys soon. Bye-bye.